What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here, Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday night out there. Sorry about running a little late. Had a little car trouble after work. It's just been a day, man. But hey, I'm here, large and in charge with the Coach's family. Loving it, man. If you're new to tuning in, the way we like to start this out is what we call the word of the day. So the way you play this is every time I say a word, Lauren's going to throw it up here. I have no idea what it is. You're going to take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I always say it's age appropriate. Man, if you're under 21, get some Kool-Aid, sweet tea, something sweet, sugar. Get after it, man. So this week's word is going to be, I have no idea. All right, man. So getting into that NASCAR news, and look, hey, I tell you what a great race we had there at Phoenix. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit more about it in depth in a little bit, but I thought that was a pretty good race. That's one of the better races I've seen at Phoenix over the last few seasons for sure with the next-gen car. I mean, especially some championship races. That was a good race there at Phoenix. Side-by-side passing. Love it, man. But big shout out to Christopher Bell. And I still got to come up with a nickname for Christopher Bell. I don't even know if he has one, but I got to figure one out for him. I definitely got to figure that out. But great win, yeah. He signed the Rubbin' and Grubbin' flag a couple years back. Lawrence is like, yeah, he signed it. Yeah, man, we got a winner on here. I'm telling you, we got a few winners on here. But at the end of the day, man, what a great run for the young driver. I'm telling you, I think he's really starting to come into his own. We'll talk about that a little more. But what a great first win of the 2024 season for that JGR 20 team, man. Way to build it, way to keep it going. Head in that right direction and keep it blazing, man. That's what you need to do. Awesome. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. I'll take you some water, too.
Awesome. All right. Been waiting on this, y'all. A little more news, man. AJ Allmendinger, the Dinger's coming back to Cup Series this week at Bristol, which is awesome. Like, I really don't understand why Colleague put him back down in Xfinity or whatever they did. I don't know. That's their deal. That's their whole thing. But at the end of the day, I'm glad to see him come back, man. I mean, I think he's definitely got the potential to have a good run. I mean, Colleague's been a little bit off, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a good driver, experienced veterans, been at Bristol a million times. You know, going to be awesome. So glad the Dinger's coming back, baby. And congrats on the baby. I mean, I didn't even say that yet this year, but congratulations, man. Hey, big shout out to Chandler Smith there locking up that Xfinity race. I tell you, I don't know if anybody watched it, but the last restart, right there when they all wrecked her, that restart really hurt mine and Lawrence's odds on our money line for sure. We got caught up big in that one. That was everybody. We had it holding it down, and it was pretty good. We'll talk about our Xfinity odds and what happened there a little bit, but yeah, big win there for Chandler Smith, man. Young driver, I tell you, he's got a ton of talent. It's really awesome to watch him go out there. I mean, I'm not going to say he fell into this one. Obviously, he had to go out there and be up front and compete and get that win. But, man, a lot of good cars went out early. But, hey, that's the way it goes sometimes, and a W is a W. So, big win there for Chandler, man. Congrats, brother. So, if you haven't yet, go out, like, share, follow, all that social media, y'all. You can check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. But most importantly, like I said, YouTube channel, subscribe, Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Giving away the Alex Bowman helmet. I mean, we gave away the Harvick helmet in Atlanta. We're trying to give this one away. I think we're at like 316, I think, last time I checked, 15 or 16. We need some help, man. You guys need to get some buddies out there that like NASCAR to subscribe, all right? The more people we get, we're going to give this helmet away at some point in time. I tell you what, we'll put it at this, and if it doesn't happen, we'll give it away at the end of the season. We're going to give this helmet away as soon as Alex Bowman wins a race. If it happens in the season, cool. If not, at the end of the year, championship week, we'll draw it and get it mailed out. Sound good, Lawrence? Sound good to you? Sounds good to me, man. So, hey, like I said, subscribe. You can also hashtag Alex the Showman Bowman. That'll let us know that you're subscribing, you're watching, throwing down what we're doing. But do got to give a big shout out, like I said, and tell everybody thank you for subscribing. I mean, we always talk about it and what we do here at Coaches, but honestly, it's just an honor to be able to come up here and do this and raise some money for a good cause. Like I said, you know, we do this all the time, and that's really why we do the helmet giveaways and all this stuff. But go out, like, share, follow, get some more eyes on what we do, not only on Rubbin' and Grubbin', but Coach's Corner as well, and spread the love, man. Spread the word. So, argument of the week, which anybody that's got any social media platform that follows anything that's NASCAR has definitely seen this question, which I thought it was pretty funny if you ask me. 10-lap shootout, that's it, winner take all, Kyle Busch against Dale Sr. Who wins it? Lawrence, who you think wins it? It's a good one. They're both awesome there. Kyle Busch.
18.
You're going 18. You're going Kyle Busch. I'm going Dale Sr. still always, but Kyle Busch had some funny comments on it. He said neither one of them would make the 10 laps. He said neither one would make it. Now, in my eyes, I'm going to say whoever's second on the last lap is probably going to end up winning the race because they're going to wreck each other to do it. But, yeah, it's pretty good, man. I'd like to hear what you guys think, man. You know, throw a comment up there tonight if you're watching, or if you watch this weekend when we post it on YouTube. Throw a comment in there about who you think will win and why. And like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still taking Senior. I mean, Kyle Busch is awesome at Bristol. I mean, amazing records that he has there. I mean, it's just what he's done at Bristol is awesome. But I'm still taking Senior. Or, I mean, at least I would like to think that. So Kobayashi, man, coming back to 2311, racing there at COTA coming up here, what is that, next week or week after? Next week? Next week. I tell you what, I'm in a NASCAR fantasy league with a couple of buddies of mine, randomly with some people that we all know from around town, and I am absolutely doing horrible. I think I'm dead last. And I actually do a NASCAR show, and I'm dead last in this. But we're going to see how it plans out. It's early in the season. We got a long way to go. But anyways, going to be interesting, man. I tell you what, it's kind of grown on me over the last few years, especially with the next-gen car, watching some of these open-wheel guys and different, what will we say, different, I don't really know, whatever, different styles and forms of racing. There we go. You know, open wheel and just different forms of racing. You know, Shane, SVG, and, you know, all these other guys that have come over the last few years, even filling in with Chase Elliott, you know, Jordan Taylor, and all these guys. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's pretty neat. I think it kind of gives them a taste of the credit that NASCAR is due for the drivers behind the wheel that they do and what they do on a weekly basis. And obviously, you've got to respect F1, Indy, and open wheel drivers. But at the end of the day, neat deal. We'll see what he can do. I figure if he finishes top 20, that's a great run. 20th or better for him, that's an amazing run for sure. So getting into that checkered flag for charity, y'all, and what the hell, I hadn't cussed yet, but we do got to get the bucket up here. All right, boom, there we go, baby, dollar in. I tell you what, checkered flag for charity, as I was talking about earlier, you know, we've got some stuff to give away. That's really the main reason we do Rubbing and Grubbing. We love NASCAR, don't get me wrong, but it's just an added bonus to get to help raise money for somebody local in the community. And this year we're throwing it down for Logan Spencer. Anybody that knew Logan Spencer, like I said, awesome guy, involved in the community, did a lot of stuff himself for charity. And at the end of the day, you know, passed away, leaves behind a couple younger kids there, Ashton and Sparrow. So we're coming together to raise some money. And so far this year, man, let's see, we are at $573 once we throw in the 20 of Christopher Bell. Got it right here. Boom, Christopher Bell on that 20 wins. Like I said, $573. So we got a concert coming up next weekend. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Don't know if we'll have a cooler going. Going to have a cooler going for that one. And I do know here in the over the next few months, we're getting ready to rock some coolers for sure. So, like I say, when you come out of the Sound Garden, catching that live music here at Coach's, bring some extra bucks, man. Come out, get some raffle tickets. It all goes to a great cause. It stays local and really helps a family in need at a time of grief, man. So, at the end of the day, get it together, show up, blow up, throw some money out there, bring it all. Like I say, doesn't matter. 10s, 20s, 150s. Whatever you got to spend, man. Best thing about it, stays local, great cause, and you can go home with a whole cooler full of booze, man. So, good deal there for sure. So, getting into that who's hot and who's not, but before we do, we're going to pause for station identification right here on Coach's Corner Sports Network. I'm having a beer tonight, y'all. That just is what it is. I'm not making no excuses for it. Love y'all. Whew. That's a good flavor. All right, man. So, anyway, getting into the who's hot and who's not, sponsored by Arbor Man Tree Service. My main man, Parker Eccles over there, owner-operator, fully licensed, fully insured, so taking care of all your tree service needs. Doesn't matter what it is, full tree removal, stump grinding, need some limbs cut back. Make sure you give Parker a call over there. You're going to see that number scrolling all night long on your screen. Like I said, make sure you give them a call. Love them to death. You guys will too. Work is fantastic. A lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of people we know have all had work done from them, and I tell you what, it's amazing. So, like I said, Parker Eccles, Arbor Man Tree Service. As I like to say, no job too big, too small. Give Parker a call, baby. All right, man. So, getting into the who's not, and I tell you what, it is really tough, but I got to stick with Larson. All right, it's really tough. but I got to stick with him. And the reason I got to stick with him is this right here, y'all. We're coming into Bristol. We know Kyle Larson's really good at Bristol as well. He's been running pretty good. He's already got that win under. He knows that he's pretty much locked into that championship at this point. You might as well go ahead and figure that. Going for wins. I feel like this year might be a Kyle Larson win. We went 7. That's what we chose last week. That's a lot of races. So if it hits with 7 on Larson and then it hits with 4 on Elliott, like I said, and William Byron and Alex Bowman get in, I mean, what? That's going to be insane. Like that could be a third of the schedule, if not more than that. Which, I mean, they have 4 cars, but I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But anyways, I'm still sticking with 7. Like I said, Cliff Daniels, Kyle Larson, best crew chief driver combo in the sport, if you ask me. I don't see him slacking or falling off at all, especially at Bristol. So be on the lookout for the 5 Chevy, baby. Young Ryan Blaney, I tell you what, and this, I don't know if people really remember this, but I'm going to tell you like this. Before we went to this dirt, Ryan Blaney track record at Bristol, finish-wise, might not be that great. I'm telling you right now, that when you look at the finishes, you might go, oh, okay. You look at laps led, I'm telling you right now, man, he knows how to get around there in the spring, and I got him kind of as a little sleeper. I mean, I looked at some odds, and the odds are pretty good. We're going to lock that in ASAP, but we'll talk about that later. But at the end of the day, I think he kind of got back on somewhat of the right track this weekend. There again, might have not been the result he was looking for. I'm sure the W would have been great as well. But at the end of the day, there again, good finish. Coming into a track that he knows how to run at, just has to go in there and finish. I think that's come with some age as well. And we'll see what he can do, but I got Blaney second on the hot list. Overall this season, good run, man. 3, man, we got a Ford, a Chevy, and a Toyota on this bad boy. It's got to be Christopher Bell. I think coming off of a win there at a track, I mean, I knew he had something to prove. I mean, I talked about it. I said, I think Christopher Bell's going to run good there. I think he's got something to prove, especially after the championship run there last season. He just really kind of, didn't have a chance to show what he had. I mean, a part failure, wasn't it, Lawrence? Blew a rotor or something, hit the wall and done, So coming back, it was really good to see. And I tell you, man, honestly, best car at Phoenix all day. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit as well. But great to see him running. I like Christopher Bell. I'm not a Toyota fan. I'm not a Gibbs fan. But at the end of the day, I really like Christopher Bell. I think he's a young, talented guy. He carries himself well. I think he's finally coming into his own. He still has a long career ahead of him. I mean, to think about how long he's been in Cup, the years he's been in, and now the age he's at and what he still has ahead if he wants it. He's got a long career, so excited to see what he can do. And this is going to be a good career to watch. I think as we see some of these guys, these older veterans start to retire and younger guys come up, some of these younger guys now are really going to start putting it to him. So we'll see what he can do, but like I said, excited to see where the career goes, man. So that'll wrap it up for the who's hot, and now we're getting into that who's not. And I tell you what, y'all. Number 1, and I'm going to give it to him. Denny the Weasel Hamlin, number 1 on the not list. Yeah, that's fine. He can be right behind me. I don't care. He's good at Bristol, too. I've seen him win there a few times. At the end of the day, I just don't think he's popped off yet this season, man. I hadn't seen the Denny Hamlin I've seen. Spun himself out here this past weekend at Phoenix, and, I mean, it's just trouble. I mean, I know he's had some decent finishes, don't get me wrong there, but I don't see Denny Hamlin up front leading laps, contending for wins, and we've already passed a couple tracks that you're used to seeing him do halfway decent at. Yeah. I think he's just getting a little, worried and focused on other things, I guess, maybe than being behind the wheel and going out and getting those wins as he says that he wants. Winning's more important than championships to him, evidently, which is fine, whatever he wants to do. I don't care. At the end of the day, I can guarantee you I bet Denny Hamlin would trade 20-plus of those wins for a championship. I can tell you that. But either way, he just hadn't popped off. I mean, obviously we know he's a good enough talent and, a veteran of the sport that he's definitely coming back. Definitely going to have some wins this year. Probably might contend for a championship. We'll see how it ends up. But I don't expect him to make anything less than the round of 8 for sure. But Denny will be there. Right now, he's not, though. Kyle Busch as well, man. Kyle Busch, there again, heading into a really good track for him at Bristol. I don't know about the RCR aspect of it. We're going to find out here when we get there and, this weekend. But not a good season. I mean, a very, very bad season. And this could be possibly one of the worst seasons he's ever had if he doesn't turn it around. So I think this race right here is definitely one they've had circled in the box. We know he knows how to get around it. He knows what he's looking for in the car. There again, just has to go out and make it happen. So we'll see what he does. But like I said, right now on the not list. And as always, until we get done with Chicago, mufflers. I don't even know why we're even talking about mufflers, man. On the not list forever. All right, man. Phoenix recap. I tell you what. Again, I mentioned it earlier. A lot of people are down in this race going, oh, you know, yada, yada, quality passing and green flag passing and this and that. It doesn't matter. When you count how many green flag passes there were in a race and they equal the amount that it was at Phoenix here, that tells me that there was a lot of side-by-side racing. That tells me there was a lot of guys that were side-by-side for a good long while. Of course, the style racetrack, you're not going to see side-by-side for 312 laps or whatever it is. However many laps it is, you're not going to see side-by-side that many laps. You're just not. Tire wear, cars come in late, cars die off early. It's the nature of the sport. This is what NASCAR is about. That was an amazing race. That was a great race, especially for Phoenix. I'm telling you. Go back and look at the last 2 championship races there at Phoenix, man. Go back and look. Even the one Elliott won in 2020. Go back and look. Nothing exciting other than restart. That's the only thing that was exciting at the whole damn race. This one at least had actual good racing. So, I mean, I just want everybody to quit bitching about it, honestly. If you don't like it, man, just turn the damn channel. I say it all the time. Just turn it off. Don't even watch it. Just see who wins. That's it. Hey, again, congratulations to Christopher Bell grabbing that checkered 2024 first win. Overcame some bad juju too, man. Had a bad stop there. Came all the way back from 20th, and I was watching it with some buddies of mine, and I tell you what, that was something to watch him come back from 20th to the lead, and he came back there pretty damn quick too. So good run there for Christopher. Like I said, I don't necessarily root for him, pull for him, but I don't put him down either. I like him. I think he's a young, good, talented driver. Definitely, like I said, got some more wins in his future. Shout out to the Prophet, Ty Gibbs, baby. I'm telling you what, led some laps there, dominated there a little bit, and then came back and got a really good finish, man. So I've never had a question of talent. It's just personality. I don't like the personality that he carries, and why, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just don't like him. But at the end of the day, had a really good car, came back, got a top 3 finish there, led some laps, got some experience at Phoenix. A lot of good info to come back there in the fall, you know, if maybe he makes championship 4, which, I mean, hell, who knows? It could happen. But I tell you, talent's finally coming to show a little bit. The one thing that he lacks and that he needs, he really needs consistency. Till he starts coming into every single track, every single week, finishing top 10, he's not there yet. And he doesn't have it figured out. Second year driver, I mean, come on, man. What he's doing right now is pretty impressive for only a second year behind the wheel. We saw some bright spots last year. I still think he gets his first win of his career this year. I think it happens. I'm picking Kansas. That's me. You heard me say it. I'm picking Kansas. Hey, the race at Phoenix didn't go without any drama, though, man. I tell you what, J-Lo's filled with some drama. J-Lo's filled with drama all year long so far this year. Good God, man. You know, and look, I don't really know what happened. You know, it could go either way. It could have been Logano letting up a little early because his car wasn't working well, or it could have been John Hunter making a mistake, you know, freaking, you know, getting behind him and going diving in too far, you know, not lifting. I don't really know what it is. Logano made his comment, said, you know, he drove into the back of me. He needs to admit, you know, be man enough to admit that's what happened. Now, at the end of the day, you see the video. Video is one thing, that's cool. I want to see the data. Like, we had no problem showing the data when Chase Elliott's, like, you know, hooking people. I want to see the data on this. Like, did somebody mess up? Did they both mess up? I'm going to say it was a combination of both. I'm going to say Logano had a horrible car, trying to do something, thought he was going to check up a little more. John Hunter maybe thought he was going to dive a little bit deeper in. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it happened. It's drama. We'll see where it goes from here. But I tell you what, man, Joey Logano needs to quit picking on these little kids, man. He's picking on the Prophet, done picked on Ty Gibbs. Now he's out here freaking picking on John Hunter Nemechek, man. I don't know. I think he's got something against Toyota. That's what I think it is. We'll see, but that's what I think it is. All right, baby. That's going to do it for the Phoenix recap. We are about to get into this Bristol preview, but before we do, I'm going to have another cold sip of this cold beer, man. Cheers, y'all. Have a great night. Hope you're enjoying, man. Stay tuned. We got a lot more to talk about, man. While we're in intermission, I do want to throw it out there. Today is the last day to go vote, and I'm going to say it again at the end of the show, but today is the last day to go nominate and vote for Coach's Corner being the best Braves sports bar in Braves country. And if anybody knows anything about Coach's Corner and the Braves, they know what time it is. So if you haven't yet, go out there, vote. I did it as soon as I found out. I went on there, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, sent them pictures and all kinds of stuff, all right? I nominated for sure, man. So go out, do it. It's a good chance, good opportunity to get back to a company or a business and a restaurant that, one, is locally owned and operated, does so much for this local community. And honestly, we're not telling no lie. This is the best Braves sports bar in Braves country. Hands down, point blank, period. Get your ass out there. Go vote. All right, man. Getting into the Bristol, I tell you what, it's Bristol, baby, and concrete is back. And God, I am so happy. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ himself, that dirt is gone off of this track. I don't care about the weather. I don't care if it rains for the next 4 days. I don't care. I hadn't even looked at it to see what's predicted. I don't care. Everybody complained about the weather up there. I don't care. Guess what? NASCAR could have moved it from Patty's Day weekend. It could have been in April and moved Talladega to Patty's Day. That's just me. That's just me. You could have moved Talladega there. Everybody's coming to Talladega no matter what. I mean, hell, we ran back-to-back super speedway races. We might as well run 3 out of the, however many in 4 races, 5 races, get it done, right? Just get it done. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a great turnout. Awesome race. I'm excited. It's the first time we've been back. What's that, 3 years now, Lawrence? 3 years, yeah? First time we've been back in 3 years, and I tell you, what that does for me is it's kind of like an open range. Who's going to be good? We don't know. We can say who's going to be good because of what we've seen in the night race in August or whenever it is. But we don't know. I have no idea. I'm hoping that it races similar to what it did before dirt got put on it. I mean, what if dirt did something crazy to it? I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? There's no telling. We've seen crazier stuff happen. So, going to be a good one. I'm really excited to watch it. I'll be tuning in. I don't miss Bristol. It's my favorite. Love it to death. Outside of Atlanta, Bristol is in my top 3. There's 3 tracks I love, and I'm going to run this down this season at some time, maybe All-Star Week. We'll go over my top 10 favorite tracks and why. But anyways, that's one of them. Getting into the top 5, man, and I tell you what, it's hard to go against them, and I'm not going to. I'm going to take Kyle Young Money Larson number 1, all right? And like I said, I think that they're going to unload good. They're going to have speed. Again, I just talked about the guessing game that's going on at Bristol. Who knows? It might race like it did, might not. Got to get it figured out. With this next-gen car, there's only so much you can do, right? So going to be really interesting to see how it goes down. But like I said, I have faith in Kyle Larson, Cliff Daniels. I'll take them number 1. 2 is going to catch a little bit of people off by somewhat a surprise. Ryan Blaney for me. I'm telling you guys, the guy has a knack in the spring. Might not be able to get the win, but I know he's going to run good there. I got a feeling. I know he's going to have the car hooked up. He's going to run good. I'll take Blaney second. 3, William Byron. William the Kid Byron. I'm telling you now, 24 car, going back to Bristol. And I got something I'm going to bring up here. I should have brought it up. Dang, it's in my trunk right now as we speak. I had a buddy of mine paint a picture of a Jeff Gordon. It's unlocked, Lawrence. Pop the trunk. It's in the back. You'll see it's a painting back there. Anyways, it's about the last great Coliseum, Bristol itself. Lawrence is going to go run and get it, man. It's going to be awesome. You guys check it out. A buddy of mine did this for me a couple years ago. 4 for me, I'll take Denny Hamlin. Look, I know I talked dish about him being on the cold list, but again, I've seen him win Bristol a few times in his career. He knows how to get around there. If there's a place that I think they kind of go and set the standard or set the tone and find what they're doing, probably going to be Bristol right now. Maybe Kansas mile and a half. We'll see where we get in the season, but I expect them to start getting it turned around. A lot of folks going to hate on this. Dismal season. Another guy I had on there, Kyle Busch, man. I tell you, it's got to be circled. Like, this one had to be circled. Like, I'm really good there. I've won a lot there. I just need a halfway decent car, and we'll get us there. So I'll take Kyle Busch, 5 on that list. Dark horses, I mean, it's really hard, man. There's 3 there. I want to go with Elliott, obviously. You know, he's outside of those odds a little bit deeper than what you're used to seeing him. Just hadn't quite hit on it yet, man. I still got the blues. I mean, I feel like as soon as he gets to victory lane, it's done. I mean, it's a done deal. As soon as he contends and leads laps, like, he's going to start getting it going. So hoping the best. I need my boy to do good. But 6 in the 54. There you go. Brad Keselowski, Bad Brad, and the Prophet Ty Gibbs. I think both of those guys have a possibility and a chance to go out and win Bristol. I think Toyota runs strong there. He's going to know how to get around there. And again, Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher winning last year was amazing. Yeah, it's been in there for a little bit. But, yeah, so big shout out to my dude, Brandon, for sure, my buddy of mine. He painted me quite a few of these, man. Got his little initials on there. It's a Gordon, but it's pretty neat, man. Yeah, Bristol, the last Coliseum. Pretty awesome. If anybody's a Gordon fan or a Byron fan wants painting, hit me up. I'll send it to you. I've had it for a while. I like it to be hung up somewhere. But, yeah, I've got my Elliott one put up at the house. I rock it out. But, yeah, man, for sure. Appreciate that. Pretty cool painting, man. So, yeah, like I said, those are my dark horses, man. Bristol's going to be awesome. I'm ready for it. There again, like I said, I still think Ty Gibbs might be able to go get it done. Bad Brad, Busher winning there, going to be good too. Brad knows how to get around. So, all right, that's going to do it for the Bristol preview. We are getting into that money line presented by Redfin Polarized Sunglasses, man. The best polarized sunglasses on the planet, Italian frames, Carl Zeiss lenses. I've had mine on, man. I tell you what, I went through a few pair of them. Anybody knows my history with sunglasses, I'm hell on them. But I've had these for a while now. They are awesome. I tell you what, the customer service and quality at Redfin is par none, man. I mean, you can't, nobody can even come close to these glasses and what they do customer service wise, man. So like I say, whether you got money on the line or a wall hanger, make sure you see it clearly with the best polarized sunglasses on the planet, Redfin's. Glasses made for the woods, water, doesn't matter offshore, on the lake, going on the date, doesn't matter what you're doing. Do not get caught without your Redfin polarized sunglasses, baby. And as always, live life fins up. Go, when you check out that website, check them out. Check your style, get your lens color, whatever you may like. T-shirts, hats, they got it all. Pretty cool stuff. At the end of the day, when you hit checkout, Rubbin' and Grubbin' 15, save you 15%, man. Appreciate you guys as well. But getting into that money line, man, I tell you what. Little Gator, we had it. We had it, man. We had Justin Allgaier, man. We had Little Gator wrapped up there. Last one, last survivor, baby, and it fell in our hands, and poof, freaking Goodyear. Oh, man, so aggravating. But it is what it is. That's why it's called betting. If it was winning, everybody would do it, but it's not. We missed betting on C-Bell, even though we meant to. We kind of slipped up a little bit on that one. Yeah, we slipped up on that one a little bit, but not bad. I mean, at least we're on the hunt, right? We're on the hunt. We're naming drivers that are out here winning races. So we're still up 435 units on the year, so not bad, but we definitely got to get it on. After the first 10, I want to be up like 1,000 units. And what are we on? Race 5 now, Lawrence? Race 5. So we're halfway there. We're almost halfway to 1,000. We need to get it this weekend. So this weekend is going to be tough as well. It's Bristol. We all know how it goes. Somebody wrecks. Everybody gets caught up in it. Penalties, tempers flare. Oh, man, it's going to be wild. All right, so looking at the odds, I mean, I'm just going to say it like this. Kyle Larson opening as a favorite. You got Hamlin, Bell, Byron, all inside that top 4, which absolutely kind of blew my mind that Blaney's not up there. There's a couple of other guys that aren't up there, but I get it. You know, you're betting on this season. Odds are somewhat decent. I think Larson opened at 4-1, which is, you know, not bad. I mean, you know, pretty good odds there. You know, everybody's right there behind him. I look a little bit deeper in the field. You got a lot of talent. I mean, Blaney's a little bit deeper. You know, Logano's deeper. Elliott's a little bit deeper back there. You know, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr. I mean, there's some betting value a little bit deeper in that field that definitely could go out and win Bristol. I mean, it could happen, no problem. Even further back, like I said, the Ty Gibbs, even maybe a Noah Gragson for a top 3 finish. You know, Chris Buescher coming back there. Obviously, he's going to be one of the favorites as well. But, you know, I look a little bit deeper, like who can go outside the box and have a good run. Eric Jones is a guy that knows how to get around Bristol. The odds on him are amazing. Maybe a top 3 finish there. Who knows? I really don't know what we're going to do. I got to look at it and study it. Bristol is one place I really like to think about who, what, where, when, why, and how this is going to go down and how we're going to get the win. But at the end of the day, man, follow that social. Twitter, Facebook. Lawrence does a great job. LB throwing it up all weekend long. Let's see, this weekend we don't have an Xfinity race, and we have a truck race. Yeah, a truck race and a cup race. No Xfinity race this weekend. So that'll be pretty interesting, but we'll be betting on those too. So make sure you follow us, check us out. That's it. Oh, we're taking Raja, baby. I'm riding Raja the whole rest of the damn season, man. Hey, I do want to give a big shout out, though, and a mention out there to Ryan Ellis, man, in the Xfinity Series down there. They're getting ready to run a badass paint scheme coming up this weekend, right? Yeah, this weekend. It's the Four Loco, man. Can freaking car. Thing looks bad. Now, I commented on, you know, our buddy Zach Case is a crew member there. The paint scheme is phenomenal for it. I commented on it and told him one of my experiences about drinking Four Loco. It's not my cup of tea, man. Them things, they name them Loco for a reason, all right? I'm telling you right now, them things will make you go crazy, bro. But at the end of the day, hey, some people like to get down with the get down. That's just not me. have a buddy of mine, Thuggy T, I watched get a little crazy one time watching bowl games with a Cooper cooler. And if he's watching, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. A little Cooper cooler you plugged in and spun, cooled the drink off. Yeah, he had one putting 4 Lokes in it, man. Anyway, that was a pretty rowdy night, but love you, brother. But yeah, big congratulations to them, man. We're going to be pulling for them, too. We're going to be rooting them on hard, man. Bristol could be a place where, hey, something happens up front, some guys get taken out, pit strategy falls their way. Hey, might be there for the win, baby, so I'm going to be pulling for you, man. Go get them, Zach. Love y'all, brother. But, yeah, man, definitely check us out. So that's going to wrap it up there for that money line. We are getting ready to get into the hard right turn, but before we do, got to give a big shout-out to my main man, Lamar, over there at Lamar's Body Shop, taking care of all Savannah's auto collision needs for the past 35 years. The best in the business, y'all. I'm telling you right now. Again, family, friends, a lot of high reviews about them. They do not shortcut. They don't mess around with you. They're honest up front, and at the end of the day, best work you can find in town. So definitely make sure you go check them out. 2301 Skidaway Road, hop, skip, and a jump from Coaches. As I say, it's always a bonus, man. You can go check Lamar, drop the car off for that quote. Come down here to Coaches, man. Go ahead and have some lunch, cold beer, whatever you want to do, and go back, pick car up, and hit the house. So, again, 2301 Skidaway Road, Lamar's Body Shop. Go check them out. As I say, why settle for par? Go see Lamar, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Okay, John's coming up for a minute. We're getting ready to get the guest on here, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the owner of Coach's Corner, Mr. John Henderson.
Hey, everybody.
Here we go.
What's
up, brother?
I don't have a chair. Hey, man.
Here, I'll stand up. You sit down.
No. I'm going to stand right here.
How you doing?
I love you.
I love you too, man.
Man, you know what you do for this place and NASCAR. I love you. Oh, you're drinking beer again.
I love you.
Yeah.
But I know what you do for me and what you do for the show.
Well, you know what?
Nobody else can do that
it's
for
like, you know what we do for each other.
You know it. It's a family. That's
Yes.
what we're all about. That's why we call it the Coach's Family.
So
we're proud to be a part.
have we talked about the best bar in Braves Country?
Yes, we did. But go ahead and give your 2 cents in there.
Yes.
Throw it in there.
So,
I did.
so what we have here is we got to get nominated, which I think
sir.
we might be.
I'm hoping.
If we're not, there's something.
I went on there day one when I found out about it,
Yes.
and I nominated, sent pictures of the TP from the past few
Yes.
seasons, you, the inside bar,
we
everything.
got a lot to do.
Yeah.
But if we don't get nominated for the best Braves bar,
I'm going to be disappointed, man.
I'm
gonna give it a hill. You want to give it a hill?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Here's the big thing, though. When they announce it on the 24th, we only have 3 days to vote.
Yes, sir.
For the best.
Yep.
So
if we're nominated, that's it.
Yeah. So we're gonna push it, and I know you're gonna help us.
You know it, brother. You know I'm down.
Yes,
I love it.
love you, brother.
I love you too, man.
Hey, and who's it? Harvick? Kevin Harvick?
Yeah, Harvick.
That's who you got there.
Yeah, Harvick.
That
Yeah,
wasn't
man.
that special.
No, not that special. It was cool,
What?
man.
It wasn't special?
It was cool, man.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I mean, great guy. He hung out. A lot of the video didn't even show it, but he hung out for a little bit afterwards, talked to us for a while. And then obviously once folks kind of figured out he was down there, he had security, and security was like, hey, one more. Signed
How many other people had that happen to them?
Not many, man. I got to give a big shout out to my buddy Tyler up there at AMS, though. I do. I got to give a big shout out for him, man. Without any of that, none of that's possible. Without you and the show and him finding out about the show through social.
Well, y'all do your
I
job.
just be where I'm at.
Lawrence and you and everybody else.
John,
Lawrence is doing this.
This is fun,
Lawrence
man.
wants no recognition. I want him to come over here and get on.
I try to give him
Camera.
as much as I can.
He's a pretty boy.
He deserves it,
He's a
man.
pretty guy.
He does a lot. He's on time every Wednesday. He does.
All right.
arts, he
He's
does
giving us
everything.
a thing here. Hey, I love y'all, and I love Brandon.
Hey, like John
and this
said,
show
man.
and everything else that goes on.
Let's get coaches nominated.
I'll
Best
do a
Braves
cartwheel
bar,
in a
baby.
minute.
I like
All
it.
right.
I like it.
All right.
All right, man. John Henderson, like I said, man, the myth, the legend, right there, baby. So, like I said, getting into that hard right turn, man, I didn't even have anything written down for this. I kind of wrote the show, like, right here towards the end. So, we're just going to go off the top of the head and talk about some things that I think that we need to kind of get to and change a little bit in NASCAR. We are definitely missing out on the quality racing that we're seeing in the next gen. All right, I feel like this is going to be the best season we've had so far out of this is the third, right, Lawrence? Third season, next gen. This is by far the best. And like I said from the beginning, I'm like, hey, give it a few years, let these guys get it figured out. The racing's only going to get better. Now, Bristol will be a test. I mean, Bristol will really be a test. Bristol and Martinsville is going to be a test to show you the short track package for the next-gen car. If it does not get a little bit better than what it has been the previous 2 years, we need to really, as fans, start pressing NASCAR ownership to give more horsepower, let them drive it through the throttle. That's just me. Ownership, whatever, deal with it. Big ownership ain't going to care, whatever. Tweak the engine, do whatever, right? Just more horsepower, more throttle response, let them drive it through the throttle a little bit, give them more play. That's just me. But at the end of the day, I hate it when we go and we have the races. I think every race this season has been a really good race, from Daytona to even Phoenix last week where we're at. They've been awesome races, especially with the next gen. And fans, and I don't know the average age of these fans that are watching going, well, that race sucked. It was a bad race and this and that. And dude, at the end of the day, that's what NASCAR is. I grew up watching NASCAR where, let me tell you, I've watched a guy lead from the green to the checker. I've watched a race with no cautions, numerous. I've watched them with one caution. I've watched them where you pray for cautions. I've watched them with everybody laps down under 3 cars. I mean, that's just what NASCAR is, right? So if you can't respect it, then just don't watch it, man. That's just me. I'm over it. Like, we're down. We want to build the sport, and we claim to be a NASCAR fan, but you don't support the sport you love. Like, that's kind of wild, right? Like, how are you jocking down and knocking down the sport that you're sitting here and you're tuning in every Sunday? What, just so you can get on, social and go, oh, that was a horrible race, that sucked, and come on, man. Like, let's get real with it. I mean, like I said, we're gonna have good races, we're gonna have bad races, but every race this year has been a good quality product put on by NASCAR and the teams to go out and perform and have good racing, side by side passing. The drafting tracks for drafting, excitement, restart, strategy. It's all you can ask for, man. So all I can say is if you don't like what you're seeing on TV now, go watch F1, all right, because that's what it is. That's what you guys are like. And go watch some other form of racing, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, just back out of NASCAR and call it good, man. So that's going to wrap it up for the rubbing. We are on to the grubbing, and I didn't spice it up this time, but I do. I got my Reaper sauce at home. That's kind of why I don't. So I'm going to go make my own, little Tennessee hot chicken Sammy, baby. But got it going on right here, y'all. So got that fried Gamecock sandwich. We got onions. We got lettuce. We got tomato. We got the bacons on it, brother. We got the onion rings. These things are absolutely ridiculous good. My favorite. Man, I tell everybody, man, if you hadn't come out to Coach's Corner, y'all, and had something off this food menu yet, you're either incarcerated, dead, or from another planet. Like I said, man, from the staff, bartenders, ownership, everybody throws it down. Great food, great service, man. You can come in here, drop some specialty things, say, hey, I want this sandwich tossed with tiger sauce and blue cheese on it with this and that and yada yada, or I want this, quesadilla. They will hook it up within their means, man. I promise you they will get you squared up. But like I said, definitely come out. Check Coach's Corner out, baby. Right here, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Center of the universe, man. Got to do it. Got to come to Coach's. So getting into a little bit of, we got Coach Carl DeMasi coming back on again tonight, following up Rubbing and Grubbing. Always a pleasure to watch Coach come out here and spit his knowledge and, just kind of give his takes and keep us up to date on what's going on in our region and sports, man. I absolutely love it. Thursday, 6 o'clock after tonight, right? After tonight, Thursday, 6 o'clock. So make sure you guys set that reminder. Tune in, support Coach. I tell you what, I can't tell you how many kids he's probably coached on to being great athletes. I know a few. I know a few of them. But he knows what he's doing, knows what he's talking about, covering all that high school prep sport, getting into a little bit of baseball, I'm sure, talking some major sports too. But doesn't matter what it is, golf, football, basketball, rugby, swimming, bass fishing. I'm still blown away. Every week I say that. It blows me away they have bass fishing as a sport in high school. That's awesome. But at the end of the day, make sure you tune in to Coach Carl. And go and check out that YouTube channel as well, Carl DeMasi Sports Report. You can check it out, man. I'm telling you, subscribers, he's got more than I got. I'm telling you, I think the kids love him. And that's what I need. Like, we need to make racing, like not track, but like go-kart racing, competitive go-kart racing, a high school sport, so I can get some like fans of it. But at the end of the day, check it out. Let's see. Got not anything this weekend. We know it's Patty's Day. It's going down Savannah. Come on, man. There's so much going down in the city now. Next week, 22nd of March. Is that Friday, Lawrence, or Saturday? Saturday night, you got who's it, Clayton? Friday night, right? Yeah, Friday night. Got a Clayton Hackle coming in. Going to be awesome. I might come up and check that one out. That's March 22nd. So if you hadn't had tickets yet and you're looking to come out and check an artist out, come out Saturday night, Coach's Corner Sports Garden, March 22nd. Be live, large and in charge. Going to be a good time. Saturday night, you got Sapphire Bullets of Pure Love, staple in the area. Everybody knows them. Awesome time. Hey, later, y'all. Later, y'all. Love y'all, man. Hey, oh, no. Don't cuss like that. Don't cuss like that. But at the end of the day, we're going to have that cooler rolling. You know what I'm saying? All for both shows, guaranteed. So make sure you're coming out with some extra dough, throwing in, supporting that local cause. Like I said, Logan Spencer's family. We got to do what we got to do what we got to do. And right now, it's raising money and helping these kids with that educational fund and going forward. So that's what we're doing, man. That's what community does. So other than that, hey, man, it's been a great night. I usually use this time to kind of, you know, tell them how I'm feeling. To be honest with y'all, I don't really know how I feel right now. I'm just trying to make it day to day, brother. Survive like everybody else out here. I do know one thing. Sun's coming up and the moon's coming up as well, whether we want it to or not. And at the end of the day, we just got to keep it moving, man. So love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday night out there. Like I said, make sure you hit that YouTube channel. Subscribe, baby. Shot at that Byron helmet. Hey, till next Wednesday. Love y'all. Stay safe. Peace, y'all.